My goodness, how you doing, Matthias?
Good. How have you been?
I've been doing great. Been doing
Ma-
very, very good.
Man, you look so different.
So different too. One take.
Yeah.
There we
Is it working? Yes.
go. Yeah. I just had to turn it around so I could put the volume buttons at the top so I could
Oh, there
check.
you go. There you go. Hey, it's so good to see you.
It's really great to see you as well.
It's been a while. I was trying to remember how long it's been since we met, since you spent some time here in San Pedro,
Mhm.
and also since you left Buenos Aires to go back to the US. So you served um, your mission when?
I started the MTC in 2022 and then I finished in 2024.
2024. What
So that
month?
was in December 2022 until December 2024.
By the end of 2024. There you go. Um, when were you in San Pedro? Near the end of your mission?
I was right at the middle, so I hit 1 year right after I got to San Pedro. I think I got there in at the end of November.
Hmm. So it's been a year since you finished?
Sorry, I said that horribly. No, I got to San Pedro November 2023,
Okay.
right at the middle of my mission.
Yeah, we spent Christmas here, remember?
Yeah, I still have
Yeah.
that picture, me and another leg.
Yeah. Yes. Good. So it's been some time since you've been home.
Yeah, 2 months. 2 months.
2 months already. 2 months. What and how have you been? What's new? What have you been doing this past couple months since you are back home, which is where?
I live in the state of Georgia,
Hmm.
in South Georgia, so it's a small town called Albany.
Where is Georgia located? Give me an idea.
So it's right above Florida, which is where Orlando and Miami is at. So I
So
live
it's
like 5 hours above Orlando, Disney
yes.
World.
Uh-huh. It's like well, clearly it's in the East Coast of the
Yes,
US.
sir.
Yes. If you ask me, I think this will be the first time that I meet someone from Georgia specifically. I don't remember any other.
Yeah, there weren't too many missionaries from Georgia. I met one missionary while I was in the mission, but he was always in, the capital of
Hmm.
Buenos Aires. So
He never made it
yeah,
to San
never
Pedro,
made
Zárate, no one
it.
around. Yes. Remember his name?
It's Elder Allen.
Okay. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think we never met. Well, well, thank you for accepting to have this interview. Uh, I've been doing these interviews for some time now, and I already have like a nice collection, of interviews. And part of the idea is that I like providing my students, um, first something to listen to in English, but not only the content in English, but also the experiences that, people have while learning a second language. And it's interesting that in this case is, compared to my students, it's probably the same kind of experience, but learning our language. I mean, learning Spanish. Like how does it go when it's from English to Spanish? In our case, it's from Spanish to English. But sometimes it's interesting to see that there are some kind of coincidences or the same kind of experiences or the same kind of complications when learning.
Hmm.
How would you define your experience learning Spanish? Like thinking about like the first time you got here, those first days, and how did all develop, little by little.
It was really tough. So I left the MTC, Missionary Training Center in Mexico, like pretty confident in my Spanish until like we got to the airport to head to Argentina. But once I got to Argentina, I realized like I did not know anything. It was tough. It was tough. But my experience was like I knew that I couldn't speak Spanish, and I think that was like helped me out a lot because like I just understood that I wasn't gonna be able to speak. And I feel like it's just a slow process. It was slow but steady for me. It
Hmm.
was very slow and steady. But even though like Elder Leon, he was my first native companion, and so that was like a year into my mission, a year
Hmm.
into living in Argentina. Like even before having my first Latino companion, like it was. I feel like I got a pretty good handle on the language, not having that many people to speak to that were natives.
Good. For what I remember, you had a pretty decent level of Spanish, so I think that was pretty cool. Yes. Sometimes I don't know if you've seen any of the videos that I've made, but sometimes I like challenging my students, to see how much they know. You know.
Mhm.
Um, maybe we could do something like that with you. But I also thought, and I told you yesterday about doing something different. It's something that I didn't think of doing before. And it was like, okay, get a set of pictures of you, you know, and you can tell me what these pictures mean or why they are important to you or what do they represent, or
Mhm.
why did you think of sending me these pictures to include in the interview?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm excited to do that because I didn't do it before. Okay, so this would be a first.
All right, awesome.
Okay, so the first one that I'm looking at, let's see, is this one. You see?
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to send a family picture, but I realized I don't have any family pictures. That's me and two of my sisters. Well, yeah, we have family pictures, but it's not all of us like together. So
Yeah.
have I have seven siblings. I'm the youngest of eight kids. Um, and so I wanted to show a picture of my family, and the one that was the best one I could find. So those are my two sisters that are right above me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
So
Um,
there you have seven siblings. So it's eight of you plus your parents.
yeah, eight of us plus my parents, so it'd be 10 in all.
Big
Mhm.
family.
Yeah. So my dad passed away a couple years ago. So right now I'm just living with my mom. Um, it's just us two right now because the rest of my siblings have moved out.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah,
Oh, you are in which order of the
I'm the
siblings?
very bottom, the very last one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. I'm so sorry about your dad. And now you tell me, I think one day you told me about that while you were still here.
Hmm.
Um, but you have such a big family, it's pretty amazing. Pretty
Hmm.
amazing. And these sisters would be what, like the oldest or what?
Those are the two that are right above me. So
Two that are okay.
I'm 20. The one of them, I think the one on the right of the picture is 22, and the other one's 23.
You are 20.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I thought you want to say like 22 or at least.
Yeah, I get that a lot, unfortunately.
Well, with that beard, you even look more mature, in a good way, but you look more mature. And you're
Gosh,
pretty tall. How tall are you? I remember that.
yeah, I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2".
Okay, but that will be
Oh,
in feet,
I
and
think
we
that's
don't
like
we don't understand that. I know that's pretty tall. Have you ever
one.
like
I think it's
what is it for the
190,
conversion?
wait, 192. I can't remember.
No, I'm guessing. Wait, it's like six is about. Let me like it's more than 180, right? So you must be around like almost 2 meters tall, maybe 190, 95.
I'm 192.
Yeah, I think it should be around that, probably. Yes. We
I
could
have
look
a
it
couple.
up. I will look it up and I will add it in the video once it's edited. Okay. So
Okay.
it's 6'2", 6'2". I always tell
Yes.
my students that we need to be aware of this, you know, way of measuring.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was one of the
it's a
hardest things
measure.
for me when I was in Argentina. Like people would give me a distance or like a measurement. I'm like, I have no clue what that is.
The funny thing is that it's not Argentina. This is the world
This is, yeah, the whole
against
world.
you guys. Right? Everybody uses the metric system except for you, and I don't know what other country uses the what is it called?
Um,
The royal system?
Imperial system.
Imperial system. That's right.
Yeah.
It's the US and Canada, maybe?
I
Not even.
maybe Canada. Yeah, I'm not sure
No,
honestly.
I don't know
It's
who
very
else.
few.
Yes, but let's remember. So 6'2", then I will make the conversion. I will post it so for everyone to see you're tall. Anyways, you're pretty tall. Okay, so next picture.
Mhm. All right, so that was a fishing trip that me and my uncle went on. I really like to fish a lot. Unfortunately, I don't go that often because I don't have any access to water, but I really love fishing and I enjoy fishing.
Wait, you
What I
don't
mean
have
by
any access to water, meaning like where you live, there's no rivers around?
yeah, that's what I mean.
Ah,
Like there are rivers, but usually like you have to pay to like get access.
really?
Well, I'm thinking of a specific one, but yeah, like where I live, I kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, and so you have to know someone that has a pond or a lake to be able to go fishing,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, I don't. But yeah,
Makes me wonder when you say you live in the middle of nowhere, it's like a country area?
yeah, yeah. So
Really?
like San Pedro is like it's like in the middle of nowhere, right? But it's like a little city. Would live like in the campo of San Pedro, so like 20 minutes, 30 minutes from San Pedro.
Nice. What
And
is it called exactly where you live?
I live in the city or the town is called
The t-
Leesburg.
Leesburg.
Yeah, but I live like about 30 minutes from there, 20 minutes.
I can also look it up and get like
Mhm. Yeah,
a
Leesburg, Georgia.
picture and so that we get an idea about what does it look like, you know? Nice. But you like going fishing.
Yeah, I love
Good,
fishing. I'm a
good.
very outdoorsy guy. I love doing all that kind of stuff like hunting, fishing, camping, you know.
Well, speaking of which,
Yeah.
next
So
picture.
that's the deer that I got that I killed about 2 weeks after I got home from my mission back from
Uh-huh.
Argentina. And also killed a boar next to it.
A
But
what?
a boar, a hog. It's like a pig, but
Yeah, it looks
wild.
like a pig to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I know pigs like chanchos,
Hmm.
cerdos, or el jabalí, that
Hmm.
is more like savage.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's
it would
what
be
I
a,
know.
mhm.
Could it be comparable to a jabalí? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure it's the same. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
And the
It's just
word you
like a
use,
wild.
you,
Say what?
you called it a what again?
They call them boar. They call them hogs.
Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
probably something like that. So you like hunting as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
I love hunting.
Interesting. Yes. And do you usually go by yourself or
It depends. I usually go by myself. I have a brother that lives pretty close to me, and if he's like not working or he's not busy, I'll go with him sometimes. But
nice?
our schedules don't always align correctly, so.
I understand. That's pretty
Hmm.
cool. Well, we already talked about like this time of
Yeah,
your life.
yeah.
Are
So
you
that's when
just
I started my mission. Those are probably so the older lady and her son are two people that I helped get baptized. A few of my favorite converts, and then the girl in the very back was a friend that we were teaching.
nice? Very
Mhm.
good. Very good. Yes. So, as many of the people that I have interviewed, and I suppose the people who have watched my videos, they already know about like some of you serving a mission for 2 years. So I think
Mhm.
to this point they already have an idea what we're talking about. We don't need to explain much. But yes, it's a mission for the church for two
Mhm.
years. It's a once in a lifetime experience, basically,
Mhm.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. This is interesting. Let's see.
Oh yeah. So before my mission, I used to train jujitsu. Actually, I did more than just jujitsu. I did MMA for 10 years. Started when I was 7, and I stopped around 17, 18.
Uh-huh.
And I also did jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu for about 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Uh-huh.
That's
I didn't
probably
know there were two kinds.
yeah. There's Brazilian jiu-jitsu and then Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Oh, look at that.
Um, I'm not too familiar about Japanese jiu-jitsu, so I don't know what the difference is, but Brazilian jiu-jitsu is a lot more common.
And I see that you have a blue belt
Yeah, yeah. So,
that represents level.
yeah, that's basic. So the in jiu-jitsu, it depends on what gym you go to and like what organization you're under, but usually it goes from white, blue, purple, brown, and then black. Um, that
Also, you were almost, no, blue is like
yeah,
previous to the
that's the
highest,
second.
right? If I understood correctly.
No, it would be the second level, like
Oh, second level.
level two out of yeah. You usually get that after like 2 years of training, or about a year of training. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I see a guy with a brown one on the right.
Yeah, he was one of our coach. His name is Guido. He's actually from Costa Rica.
Oh, look
I'm
at
not.
that.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask this question for that. It seems like pointless, but I have a point. This was before your mission,
Yes, sir.
and now you still see him?
I no, I haven't talked to him since I got back.
Because maybe you'll be surprised by about the question, but if you see him again, right, and you know his name,
Mhm.
would you say Guido or would you say Guido? You know what I mean?
Oh man, I
Knowing
think
that it's a Latin name,
I would probably say Guido.
right?
Yeah, with the soft D.
I already had another interview, which I still haven't finished editing, but the my friend from the States lives on a street. I think it was street. No, it's a street in his neighborhood, and it is what was it? Palo Verde, I think it is.
Palo
Something
Verde.
about Verde.
Mhm.
But everybody says like Palo Verde, you know? And when he has to say the name, he's aware, that he should say like everybody else, Palo Verde. But it's like he already knows that that's not the way it should be pronounced because it's Spanish, it's Palo Verde, So sometimes you
Yeah.
get that
So
thing.
since I'm back from Argentina, that's something I've struggled with a lot. Like when I'm talking about my mission, I'll talk about a place, and it's just because like I'm talking in English, it's way easier to pronounce things like the English way. Like for an
Yeah,
example, I think at the beginning I said San Pedro instead
yeah,
of
that's
San.
okay.
Like it's just like a whole lot easier, and like I didn't realize it would be something so tough, like to not pronounce it like a gringo.
I know. But probably in that case, like San Pedro, is like, I mean, I don't know. Compared to the other one, the other example I'm giving you, Palo Verde, it's like the change is bigger.
Mhm.
It's like you're changing the sounds like way too much, you
That's
know?
true.
I don't know, but it's like when I'm thinking, and I'm not talking about what's right or not right, but what happens in your head when the moment comes and you have to say the word, you know?
Mhm.
Like in this case, hey, it's really nice to see you. What do you say, Guido? Or it's nice to see you, Guido.
Mhm.
Maybe you will be there in the middle, like, no?
Mhm. Yeah.
Kind of funny.
It was funny the other day. We went to me and a friend went to a what's it called? A Mexican restaurant. It's called Cercheros, and I like with like out of habit, I asked for a quesadilla with the L at the end. Quesadilla. I don't even know
Quesadilla,
where it came from.
but I would say quesadilla. Many
Yeah.
others would say quesadilla, but you call it quesadilla?
Quesadilla. Quesadilla.
That sounds like, I don't know, like breaking a rule.
Yeah. I was pretty embarrassed afterwards.
You were.
But yeah. But I mean, where I live, that's pretty common. Like they call them quesadillas,
Hmm.
tortillas. Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I hate
Tortillas or tortillas?
um
Because I've heard
if,
some
if
Americans
it's
saying
an educated
tortillas.
person, they'll say tortilla, but where I live, like people aren't that educated. It's like the country, and so they'll call them tortillas.
Mm.
Just
But once again, I don't think it's so much about right or wrong. It's like what becomes, a custom or a tradition or,
yeah. They also
you know?
call them. They call jalapenos here.
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos. They don't have
Yeah,
the
it sounds how would you say it?
I would say jalapeno.
Jalapeno. Right.
Mm,
Yes, sounds better.
yeah, way
Closer
better.
closer to what it's actually called. It's funny. The thing is that what happens there, and it happens here too, there are lots of words that use on a daily basis, probably, names of things especially that are in Spanish. I suppose that in some other languages as well, but many of them in Spanish. Like when you have Mexican food, I will mention a few examples, like most of the names are in Spanish. They are not
Mm,
translated, you know.
mhm.
You will say tacos, and you will say enchiladas, and you will say,
Yeah.
burritos instead of, but again, you will want to say burritos,
Mhm.
enchiladas, like I don't know,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. Yes. Going back to your pictures, and here it's like kind of like saving the best for last, kind of. And this, okay.
Yeah, so I play the bagpipes. I've
Back.
played I started in 2019, so it's been 6 years. And during the what's it called? The quarantine, 2020
Mm.
quarantine, took like really big advantage of it. So I got pretty good, I think. Um so that picture was one of the funerals that I played. I've played at like a handful of funerals for like friends, money, job, you know what I'm saying?
I hadn't made that connection that you would play the
Hmm.
bagpipe during funerals.
Hmm. Yeah, it's I mean it's not something super common, but some people ask for it. So
No, but now you've mentioned, it seems like I've seen this on movies or
yeah.
shows.
Mhm. Yeah.
Interesting. You still do? You still play?
Uh I don't play as much. I know how to play, but from like before my mission, I was playing like every day. I practice for like an hour, 30 minutes every day. And now I'm at the point where I'm practicing like once a week. I'm
Mm.
hoping like shortly I'll have like an easier schedule and I'll have more time to practice because it's a pretty fun skill to have.
It
Hmm.
is a very special kind of instrument with a very unique sound, you know.
Hmm.
And it's usually an instrument that I don't know, it seems like what I remember is always like a solo or maybe a few bagpipe
But
players.
yeah, it's pretty common to see it played like alone or solo. But yeah, they do have bands.
Yeah,
So
they do.
actually in 2022, actually let me go back. In 2018,
Uh-huh.
our, our church group drove us to a place called Nauvoo, Illinois.
Hmm.
And like for the viewers that see this, this is like Nauvoo, Illinois was like a big history part of our church. And so there are a lot of like Scottish immigrants back in when was it like 1840s, something 1830s, yeah,
Hmm. So
somewhere
it
around
makes sense.
there. Mhm. So they have a pageant that they do every year, and in the pageant they have a bagpipe band. And so
Have
in
you been a
20
part of that?
mhm, yeah, so in 2018 I saw them and I was like, wow, that would be really cool to learn the bagpipes. So I
Uh-huh.
started learning. I learned completely off of YouTube and like websites like Wikipedia and stuff. Didn't have a teacher because I live in the middle of nowhere.
Wait, so that's interesting. You learn it watching videos on YouTube.
I did.
You didn't
Yeah.
have a teacher or instructor.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah. And then I was playing at a funeral like back in 2022. I met a guy. He was a member of the church as well, and he's like, "Hey, like you're a pretty good bagpiper. You should come to Nauvoo, Illinois with us and play in the Nauvoo bagpipe band." And so I did in 2022. I went and I played in that band. It was a lot of fun.
Wow. That sounds
Mhm.
so cool. That's pretty amazing.
Mhm.
I like it. Do you play any other instrument?
No, I mean, like every American kid, you know, I learned piano when I was like 8 years old, 7 years old, but I don't know enough to play. Like I can play a few songs, but nothing special.
But you know that I like playing the piano.
Oh yeah, you're really good at it. You're very good at it.
Thank you. Just today we made a special musical number. Do you remember
Hmm.
Sergio, Sergio Rios?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, today was his last Sunday in Argentina because he's moving to Brazil.
I finally
So
decided to
it was a
go.
special, yes, meeting, and he and my son Franco, they sang a song together, and I played the piano, of course. Then I will send you the video so you can watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My wife recorded it, and I have it. So yes, I will send it to you. It's one of the new hymns that were included, in the
Mhm.
collection. Well, in Spanish. They are new in Spanish, not new in your hymn book. But
You know
yeah,
what hymn was it?
it's number 1014. That's I will recognize it. I forgot the name right now. Can't remember what it was called. Um, I learned it last week, last Sunday,
Mhm.
because we were practicing something else. And then on the last minute, Sergio said, I have another idea. I changed the song. It's another one. Learn it. So last Sunday I learned it, and today we performed it.
Nice.
But it was pretty interesting. Yes. Nice, very nice song. Yes.
Mhm.
So then I will share it with you. Yes. I have another question before it's not because these video calls only last 40 minutes, and then, that's as long as I can go. But
Mhm.
I have a question about your Spanish. Um, I don't know what it's like where you live, but are there many Latins around? My question goes directly to, are you having chances to use Spanish like somehow, somewhere with some
Yeah.
people? Yeah?
Actually, yeah, I use it every day.
Really?
So, I currently work on a pecan orchard or a pecan farm. Um, and so on the farm, there's a bunch of like contracted Mexicans that like don't speak any English, and so I get to work with them, and I speak with them all day. Kind of funny when I started working, I could not understand them at all. So like when I was in Argentina, I understood people like perfectly fine. But when I got to my job right now, like I could not understand the Mexicans for the life of me. Like they had weird accent, they weird words,
I
like so
know.
many times, like so many things.
But has that improved?
Yeah, yeah, I'm starting to get a hang of it. It's still a little bit difficult because they also use like a lot
Slang,
of more vulgar language, but
right?
like different. So like what I learned in Argentina, like
Mm,
they don't know and I don't know
no,
what
I
they.
know. Spanish is crazy. Like so many variants and versions it can have. It's pretty incredible. I know that it happens with English, but I think that with Spanish it happens a lot more.
Mhm.
All these differences and accents and names of things and expressions and slang.
Mhm.
It's pretty wide.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that in time and as you spend time with them, you
Mhm.
know, it will get better,
Yeah.
you know.
It took me about like 2 months. It was this week when I just realized like instead of saying like ¿qué or cómo, like when they don't understand, they say Monday. And I
Right.
just realized that. So every time I would say something, they'd say Monday. I'm like, what are you saying?
Yes, yes. That's true. It's true. That's what they say. But again, once you are aware that that's what they say in those instances, then, it just
Yeah.
flows, and it will be the same with the rest of the things or expressions they use. Now, when you talk to them, do they say anything like you speak weird or you have an accent or something?
At first I didn't really mention anything, but now since we know each other, they start making fun of me a lot.
They, they
They
were
they
making fun of you.
yeah, they start to make fun of me.
What did they say? You have an
They'll
Argentino
go
accent?
around whenever they see me, they're like, hey boludo, che boludo,
Oh,
stuff like that.
that's what everybody says when they know that they're talking to someone from Argentina. Oh, that has some connection with Argentina.
They'll go,
Yes,
show.
I know. Oh, yes. I can understand that. That sounds like very different, you know?
Hmm.
Because I think there's a lot more in common with the rest of the areas or regions or countries,
Hmm.
that they will say calle, pollo, yo me llamo, and there are not so many places where we use the sh sound for those,
Yeah.
like yo me llamo como pollo, you know. But well, I mean, it's not going to change. So we have to learn and deal with that from both sides, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think in the end it's all interesting, you know.
Mm,
And but I think it's super nice and it must be very special. It must feel very special in an experience like yours. You're working and you have the means to communicate with them,
mm,
thanks to the fact that you learned Spanish while serving your mission here. And
mm.
now it's really useful. So it was not just for that time, for those 2 years, but now it's something that even back home, where you live, it's still usul, you
Yeah,
know?
it's really something special because like before I learned Spanish and everything, I would see Mexicans or like people from Latin America all the time, and they're definitely not comfortable, because they can't communicate. But now that I can like actually talk to them, like I'll see someone in the store and I'll go up and talk to them. Like just the other day, I asked a Mexican like, "Hey, where can I find these chilies?" And it's just something like really special, like that you
Yeah,
don't really realize until like once you can communicate with them.
exactly. You can get to know someone if the communication is not there. So probably these same kind of people that you just, cross by and you didn't have
Hmm.
a chance to get to know them.
Hmm.
Now it's different. There's a
Yeah.
connection. Yeah, it's very special. It's very special. And I'm glad that you're experiencing that. Yes. Well, coming now to an end, we're almost running out of minutes. But first, I want to say that it was really nice meeting you. I don't know if I ever had a chance to tell you. I think that you left like we're not expecting you to leave, and it happened really quickly when you left San Pedro. I don't remember exactly, but it was really nice to meet you. It was super special to share Christmas with you
Mhm.
you know.
It
So
really
we're
was.
grateful for that. We remember you. And we're glad to know that you're doing good, that you're fine. We enjoy seeing your pictures, and we hope nothing but the best for you now and for the future.
Mhm. Yeah, I really have to thank you for helping me out so much, especially cooking us Milanesas and with my Spanish. Man, you saved my Spanish.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yes, you were part of the sessions. We're still having these sessions on Saturday. I always have missionaries practicing their Spanish. Yes, and we always have fun with that. So
Awesome.
it's good to have had you there as one of my students as well. So I
Mhm.
appreciate that time. And I also appreciate that you decided to be a part of this project, participate of this interview. It's been great, very interesting. Um, you always have this feeling of, I don't know how to explain it, but like very chill, like super cool. And I don't know, very peaceful talking to you. And that is also something that I appreciate.
Mhm.
So thanks for that. And well, we'll be in touch. Once I
Yeah,
have the video ready, I will be letting you know and I will send you the link and everything so you can see the final outcome,
awesome.
outcome of this. But I really appreciate it. Okay?
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Well, I hope you had a good time having this conversation. We'll be talking soon. And well, I'll talk to you whenever we can, and I'll send you the link when the video is ready. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you, Matthias.
Thank you so very much. Talk to you
Have a
soon.
great day. Tell your family I said hi.
I will, for sure. Definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.